going to explain to you the process of, procedure of buying a property in Dubai. So very good, you guys are really good here, wanting to know SOP, sales, 这个是什么 SOP?
Standard operating procedure.
Okay, so in real estate, in real estate there are a lot of acronyms or lingo. In different area, there will be different lingo. So standard operation, 这个什么 procedure, okay. Okay, procedure to own a property in Dubai, buying process A to Z. So in Dubai, right now, it's a very hot market just because there's a lot of reasons that I mentioned before. Because of the strategic global location, a lot of Europeans, Asians, and North Americans are going there because of the low tax, the safety, the quality of life, and sunshine. So with regards to that, when we go to Dubai after, we want to buy something, so what do we do and what are the options? So there are two options when we purchase a property in Dubai. Of course, commonly, we would buy something existing. But buying a property existing, meaning secondary market in Dubai, there are a couple of things we need to know. Number one, when we buy existing property, we would go look at the property. But to go look at a property as a buyer, you need to be qualified. Qualified meaning you have to have the money. In Dubai, to get a mortgage for foreign buyer, you need to show your foreign income at least 6 months, and the interest rate will be double the residence. So for example, right now as a foreign expat purchaser, you can still get a mortgage, but it will be around like 5, 6, or 7%. So depending on your income, so they will look at it. If you want a mortgage broker, we can refer you to one. So secondary, existing property, you go find your property, you like it. Let's say example is 1 million dirham, right? So if you need to get a mortgage, meaning mortgage buyer, and then you have to look at the seller. Whether the seller is a cash seller, meaning they own the whole property with no mortgage, or mortgage to mortgage, right? So both need mortgage, release that mortgage, and this one get a mortgage. So that process can take maybe 1 month. It can be a little bit slower because you have to qualify for your mortgage, and then you set the completion date. And the seller has to release their mortgage. So that can take about a month, but it's still pretty fast already. If it's cash to cash, if your buyer has 1 million, then cash to cash, that can be done within a week. So very fast. As a buyer, you would, over 200 nations can buy, as long as, it's not on a list that you cannot buy. Most countries can buy in Dubai. In fact, actually over 200 nations own property in Dubai. So cash to cash, you have your cash, you have your passport, and then you put down a deposit with a brokerage, right? And also you need to know the fees, right? So the buyers in Dubai pay commission. Sellers typically don't pay a commission unless the selling agent wants some marketing expense, and they can ask the seller for the commission. But the seller agent is not going to provide the commission for the buyer. So your buyer must know they will be, be paying the 2% commission, and this commission will be split with the listing agent. So when you go look at a property, you have to ask the listing agent whether they will collaborate with you, because actually in Dubai there is no MLS. No multiple listing service, meaning it's optional whether the listing agent cooperate with you or not. So quite often, a lot of listing agents don't reply once you tell them you're an agent. So when you call, you find the listing, on the popular websites. Then you ask, will you collaborate with me? I have a buyer. And then they would ask you, your buyer will pay the 2% commission. Make sure, your buyer know that. So pay the commission, and then listing agents, sometimes they have their commission, sometimes not. Oftentimes they don't. Because also in Dubai, the seller can list with 3 agents. Before, the seller can list with unlimited agent. Imagine, that's very difficult for a listing agent to work with, because now you almost get an offer and then another person come in and then collapse your offer. So this one, as an agent, we need to know. So the buyer pay 2% commission, and then another thing the buyer need to know is 4% DLD. DLD is Dubai Land Department fees. So it's like a property transfer in Canada, we call it tax, but it's not a tax, it's a fee, a title registration fee at the Dubai Land Department. So 2% plus 4%, that's already 6%, plus another called closing progression costs. So, as an agent, you can help your client do the progression, meaning from the time of accepted offer to the closing time, there is a process. So suppose they need to arrange mortgage, you want to make sure everything is ready. And at the time of completion, you put a date, sometimes like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or a month. In Dubai, usually the completion is quick. If somebody wants to buy a property and they want like 2, 3, 4 months, it's probably not right for them. Transactions happen really fast. If you want longer completion, then we'll talk about primary, meaning under construction. So anyway, this is a very quick process. And then at the progression, what happened is you bring your buyer and the seller maybe go to some place called trustee office, right? And then that's where you exchange title and exchange money. So typically the buyer would need to have something called like a manager's check. In Dubai, we call it manager check. In Canada, we call it bank draft or certified check. So this check, it has money. And also something to make a note is that in Dubai, non-sufficient check, bounce check is a crime. So you can go to jail. So make sure your account has money. So that's why it should be a manager check. You can write personal check, but you cannot write a personal check that has no money. So very, very important to know. Then you go to the trustee office, you have the manager check. Some people do it in cash. So you can do cash, you can do check. Some might accept crypto like USDT. So this is you exchange. And then finally, when you have title, then the property is yours, right? So typically, this is a very fast cash transaction, and you need to have manager check. So if you're non-resident, if you're not an expat, it may be very difficult for you to get a manager check. So your agent, you might have to give your money to your agent, and your agent write the manager check. So depending on the trust level, so this is up to you how you want to handle the thing, or you can just, if some people, 1 million is not that much cash, they have it, or in USD, it can be, years, depending on whether they accept. So you must find out from the listing agent, is your seller okay to accept crypto, check, or cash, right? So that's secondary. Now we talk about primary. Primary, because Dubai, is still being built. There's constantly lots of options, lots of projects. So master community developer, we have a few main master reputable and really beautiful community developers. Number one is EMAR, right? Very famous because they're half government. So famous for what? Famous for building downtown Dubai, Burj Khalifa, and also famous award-winning community, Dubai Hills. Also built Dubai Marina, and also Creek Harbor, which will be the new downtown. So often when you hear a launch, then EMAR is a big master community developer. People buy EMAR because of the community. Very beautiful, very organized, very nice. So typically in a master community, you would have, of course, have roads, connectivity for metro station, bus, and then also you have a mall, like Dubai Mall, Dubai Hills Mall, and Dubai Marina Mall. So they would be roads, malls, and then healthcare, hospital, and also schools. So in all the master community, you would have all that. And very beautifully done. So a lot of people favorite is EMAR. And then next, there's also Nakheel, which recently with Meydan merged together under the Dubai Holdings. So Dubai Holdings before have Dubai Properties, also developed master community, also Nakheel. Nakheel is famous for what? Nakheel is famous for making man-made islands, reclaimed land, such as Palm Jumeirah is developed by Nakheel, the World Islands. Now launching is Palm Jumeirah Alley, also Dubai Island. So these all man-made islands are developed by Nakheel. Nakheel also do District 1 and a lot of other communities as well. So this is a master community. And then what happens after they finish the master community, they often sell the plots inside the master community to boutique developers. So at any one given time, they release a project. People that love the brand, love the name, they will go for MR, Nakheel, and then Dubai Properties. They would go buy their project because it's government. And also there are boutique developers such as Ellington, which is a Canadian, and also a few other ones that I brought you to see the Ellington before. Yeah. So you can check the quality, whether you like it. Of course, there's also Shoba. People like Shoba because also making a community now and a very good quality. So now you go to choose, you ask your client, what is your investment goal? Is it for capital appreciation or is it just for rental income? So, this in secondary, right away you can rent it out. In Dubai, the rental return is quite good. So anywhere from minimum like 5% to 15%. So why I say that? Because a higher price property sometimes get lower return just because of a diminishing return. And if you get 15% often is holiday home. So if it's your own home, you can definitely register it to do the holiday home, such as Airbnb, there's no restriction. So right away you get the ROI in secondary. Here in primary, because it's under construction, the capital appreciation opportunity is higher. Right? When it's already existing, there is capital appreciation, but it will go with the market, so it's a little bit slower. So clients that want primary, they want capital appreciation, and also it has a longer payment plan. So you don't have to come up with all the money right away. For example, if you have that 1 million, you only typically have to pay 10 to 20% in the first month. So the developer would offer you a payment plan. So when you see a project, I really like it, it's 1 million. Okay, they would give you a payment plan. In EMAR, typically is 70-40 or 70-30 or 60-40. So depending on the market situation, what I mean by that, the first 70 to 60% is paid during construction. So construction time anywhere from 2 to 5 years. So you have a lot of time to slowly pay. And for clients that want the golden visa, the purchase price must be 2 million or more. Recently, this year, Dubai has loosened up the amount, the payment that needs to go to get the golden visa. Before, you have to finish paying the 2 million. Now, this year, with a pre-sale, you only have to get the OCUD. The OCUD is something called a pre-title deed. The pre-title deed, when do you get the pre-title deed? Is when you finish the down payment to the developers, depending on the project. So anywhere from 10 to 20%, let's say for the safe side, 20%. You buy a project, 2 million, so you need to pay 400,000 dirham, right? Once you pay the 400,000, that's about 20%, then you pay the DLD, because now your visa is under the Dubai Land Department. You pay the DLD, so already 24%. Once you pay 24%, you will get the OCUD from the developer, the document. Then with that, with your statement of accounts, the statement from the developer that your purchase price is over 2 million, and then you get the police report that you have no crime, and you buy an insurance, that's a basic insurance, about 2,000 dirham, and then your passport, all this, you have all the documents according to the Dubai Land Department website, is called the Cube. You can just submit all the documents, and then along with your photo, within 5 days you can get your golden visa. Approval, the next day you will know whether you approve or not, and then they say approve, and then they would process the whole thing within 5 days. Dubai is probably one of the world's fastest place to get residency. So, and this residency is going to be 10 years. Amazing. So now this does that cover everything? And then so the off plan, you wait until you get your keys, depending on 2 to 5 years for construction. So when you get the keys, before that you do something called snagging or inspection or walkthrough deficiency. So you can hire someone or your agent can go with you, and then you just check the faucet, check everything, and then with usually a lot of warranty is 1 year by the developer. Right? And if you see any deficiency, you just make a note, and then the developer typically fix it really fast. So that is A to C. Any questions so far?
So to repeat what you just mentioned, right? So basically, for what the customers they have to prepare is that they have to pay for the booking fee first. So after paying the booking fee, they have to pay for the DLD and to submit all documents.
Okay, yes.
And then depending on if it's on primary or secondary, if let's say it's on primary, then they will have to pay a certain amount depending on the developer's payment plan, like say maybe 10% after the say 20% construction, and then another 10% on top of that. So that's how the buying process will go on.
Yes, yes.
As for secondary, what they have to do is they can go for either mortgage or cash payment. So same thing, they have to pay all the fees that you listed right down over there, and then after they have paid all these fees, and then it's done for the process.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So like again, going back to the primary, so right now there's a lot of hot projects because the market is very hot. So typically, like some buyers in a different market, they might not experience this. So it takes some time for them to know. If it's a hot project, sometimes it gets sold out in a couple hours. So what you usually, if a buyer, like after the learning curve, they know, oh, I really like Dubai Hill, or I really like Dubai Island. So typically you have to register the buyer with their passport and something called expression of interest before the launch. So how do you get the expression of interest? Some developer have a form, you fill out the passport and the form, and then they give you a bank account, the escrow account of the developer. So you wire in typically 40,000 to 50,000 dirham, meaning you're very serious, right? Expression of very serious interest. I really want it. I don't want to be like not have it. I really want to buy like Dubai Island Beach Villa, 6 million dirham. Okay, I have 50,000. I put it in the escrow account of Nikhil, and then they will give you a token. So meaning you're lining up to get the project. So something like this. So you have to find out, how do I give the expression of interest to this project? I really want to get a unit there. So, and then also, if you're working with a group of clients, for agents, you can do bulk order. Suppose your client say, I want 4, or I want the whole floor. You know, recently Russians, with the Ukraine war before, they were buying like floors, right? So they want to like, instead of 1 million, I buy 1 unit, I have 1 million, I want to get 10 reservation. Because my money in my country, I can slowly bring to Dubai. So some of them, they will use the 1 million and then do 10 reservation, like 10%. So 100,000 for 10 units. So this is a strategy you can also offer to your buyer. So, okay, 10 units, each I give 100,000 dirham. And then during the process, you know, during the construction, you can also flip the property, right? So you have to find out from the developer how to get something called a non-objection certificate. Every developer is different. So in order for you to flip or assign your contract to the next buyer, that will become the secondary, right? It will become secondary because now already primary you've firmed the deal, then the flipping will become secondary. So first, in order to flip, you need to get something called a non-objection certificate from the developer, and you have to find out the requirement. Some developers say you need to pay 30% of the construction first before I give you the NOC, and usually the NOC, non-objection certificate, have a cost, maybe 3,000 to 5,000 to process that certificate. Once you have the NOC, you finish paying your obligation, then you can flip it in the secondary market and put it on like popular websites, right? So some project recently sold out, like St. Regis Emar, sold out in a couple hours. Somebody, I really want it. Then what do? You have to go to secondary, or you can ask the developer if there are any cancellation units. Sometimes people like they don't have enough money paying, but they just reserve. Then they become cancellation. Then you say, okay, I want to line up for cancellation, or you can go to secondary market to look at it. So in secondary, again, your buyer have to pay the commission. Same thing like this. Right? Developer is not going to pay because developer already paid the first buyer agent commission. So that's how that works. So be very careful because some developer, they don't give an NOC. If they don't give you NOC, then you cannot flip. Right? You cannot flip, then you have to wait until you finish, you get your title deed, then you can resell. So really have to find out what your buyer investment goal is. Very important to know that. And then available projects that we are currently selling, any available brochures. Okay, so constantly in Dubai right now, there are over 100 projects, right? Some of them sell out very fast and some of them take a little bit time, but constantly there are so many, like the master developer, you know, they're always releasing. So if your client is wanting, but then the release price will be different, right? Depending on the budget of the client. And then we have so many I can send to you definitely. So some of them I recommend, you know, this payment plan is also a very key important thing that you need to know because some smaller developer, international developers, to, you know, sell out their project fast, they offer something called post-payment plan. So you need to find out whether this project, with big developers now, there's no post-handover. Only when the market was bad, they offer something called post-handover. What is a post-handover? Post-handover means after handover, the remaining percentage, you get some time to pay. So some project right now, we have 60% you pay during construction, 40% you pay after construction. So you get 2 to 3 years to pay, so that means that it's like a free mortgage. right? So for buyers, they need time to slowly pay, so you can look into these options for the client, right? They might not have all the cash in the beginning.
Okay.
So something to pay attention to whenever you find a project, what is the payment plan? Yeah.
So, different developers, they will provide different options.
Yes, different developer, different project, different area will typically have a different payment plan. So you need to find out first.
Okay.
So find out the dollar per square feet, because in Dubai, when I first went there, they always talk about 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, but how do I know the size? So you make sure you also find out the size, because some units are smaller, some units are bigger. Some developers offer bigger units. So I typically find out the size. Also, another thing to pay attention to is sometimes they include the exterior, like balcony. Some projects have huge balcony, but they blend it together, like as one price. So you need to find out how much is inside, how much is outside. For me in Canada, we don't count the outside. Right, outside is not living area. It doesn't even count, but we promote it. Like you can tell the buyer you get like 100 square feet outside. In Dubai, some of them are like 200-300 square feet outside. And then one developer, he has 1,000 square feet outside, because that's not really technically living area, but they put it in there. Oh, it's 3,000 square feet, but 1,000 is outside. So that's why you need to ask the developer or the agent at the developer's office, how much is inside, how much is inside and outside. And also something is called service charge, or the maintenance fee. In Dubai, the maintenance fee, or we call it maintenance fee in Canada, and the service charge is dollar per square feet for the whole year. So typically some area is like 10 dirham per square feet for the year. So you need to calculate, and the outside is 25%. So any balcony would be 25%. So for example, inside is 1,000, then it's 1,000 times 10 per square feet for the year. And outside would be 25% of the 10 dirham, which is $2.5 dirham for the year times the square feet. And then you divide it by 12, because usually we calculate monthly.
Okay. Do developers such as what you mentioned just now, like EMAR and Akio, does their project accept cryptocurrency?
Accept what?
Cryptocurrency.
Crypto. Before they did, the big developers before, but some of them don't now. Like EMAR doesn't accept crypto. So some developers do, so you need to find out. If your client say, I have USDT and I want to transfer it, and then so you have to find out.
Okay.
Or you can find an agent that accepts it and put it into cash or manage a check. From there, there's some agency and company that does that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, understand.
Yeah, and then what else? Like commission structure. So we kind of explained that. So with this primary, because the commission is offered by the developer, so typically EMAR has the lowest commission, which is 2%, 2.5,
Okay.
sometimes 3, sometimes 4, like in this range. So depending on the project and depending on the market. So for other developers, sometimes they offer 4, 5, and then after you sell a certain volume, so some developers say after you sell 10 million, I will give you 1 more % bonus. Like it's called slab bonus. So they might give you 6%. So if your brokerage, or yourself, they want to encourage you to sell more unit. And then that way you can earn some bonus. And sometimes some projects will have fully furnished and some projects don't. So, and then, in Dubai, even EMAR, a lot of developers, it doesn't come with appliances. No appliances, no curtains, so really depend on the project. So you have to find out from the when they launch, does it come with appliances? Some of them do now, before nothing has appliances. Like my condo I'm living in has no appliances. But in Dubai it's very convenient. If you want to get like fridge, stove, whatever you need, basically you can order from Amazon. And if you want to return it, you just leave it outside your door. Even in a condo, they will come pick it up. And then you just find out the refund policy from the different vendor. So very easy to fully furnish apartment. You just have to do a little bit shopping either online or physically. So very convenient. It's not a difficult, but sometimes some clients that are overseas international, if it's all fully furnished with appliances, curtain, and then everything just move in ready, then it's easier. Or as an agent, you can do that for them as well. So very easy.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you can easily rent it out as well. Very easy to rent. Once your client get the property, you can also put it on different portals. And then as an agent, licensed agent, you can also do rental for your client. And then if your client decide to put it on holiday home, there are holiday home companies that will hand over, or the client can register themselves with the Dubai Tourism. So you just have to register, pay a small licensing fee, and then they can operate it yourself, and then you can help them manage, get the cleaner. In Dubai, it's very convenient to get cleaners, to get handyman, very easy for, very convenient. And then sometimes just the app can also get all the contacts come right away.
Okay.
So like myself, I furnish my own place in 2-3 days. So very, very easy. If you really like do some research, it's quite easy. Or the agent can handle for your client.
For question number 2, right? Because just now you did mention for the available projects, are they included for developers like Ima and Aku as well?
Yes, all kinds.
Any name for the projects?
Yes, so in Dubai right now, because a lot of families, before only working people, so a lot of condos and apartments, but recently a lot of families, I see so many babies, because I have a son, I don't know if it's because I have a son, I see so many families and babies. Right, because education is really good, healthcare is really good. A lot of people that gave birth in Dubai say it's world class, 5-6 star hotel style hospitals. So really good. So that's why families are being built in Dubai. And then so now what families want, they want villas, townhouses compared to apartment. So right now recently Emor launched Valley. So I have a map here. So to explain the location, so for example, this is kind of the metro area of Dubai. This is a bigger map, the size. So typically, when the buyer comes, they will land in the Dubai airport, right? And then this is Burj Khalifa. So very close to the airport downtown. So this area typically starting price is 2,500 minimum. Right, for the downtown area, up to 3,000. For more unique, exclusive, branded residences, sometimes they go up to 5,000, 6,000. Such as Dorchester, Baccarat, the very high-end ones. So depending on, what you're looking for, right? Emor maybe 3,000 or more right now. So other areas, like this area, is called Dubai Hills. It's kind of, if you look at the whole Dubai map, it's the center of Dubai. Right? So this area will be, the other day I sent to Angel, it's about 2,000, 2,200, 2,300.
Is this the rental fee per month?
The rental? No, this is $1 per square feet.
$1?
Yeah, 2,000 dirham per square feet. And then so you can look at whether you're getting studio, you just multiply. Typically studio will be 400-500 square feet. One bedroom 600-700 square feet. Then 2 bedroom is 1,000 square feet. So you just multiply by the $1 per square feet. This is, for me, I like to look at $1 per square feet because some developers are bigger, some developers are smaller. So now if you look at villa areas for families, the recent launch was out here. It's a little bit further out, but whenever Dubai launch Emor community developer, they are half government, Nakheel is fully government. They will also build the infrastructure. Infrastructure meaning highways and roads and metro. So they already announced, so metro will be expanding into this inside area. So this area, there will be villa, this is a villa community. Recently they launched the Valley. So bigger lot size, so 5,000, 6,000 square feet per plot, up to 10,000. And then so $1 per square feet for the built up area. So finished construction area would be about 1,099 per square feet right now. So actually really low price, right? And then with the highway, when you go, it's only 30 minutes to downtown because the highway is so wide, 7-lane highway. So although it looks big, but it's really not that big. Dubai is about 1,000 square kilometers, right? So when you go and this is Palm Jumeirah, so it's kind of like the center of Dubai, and this is Palm Jumeirah Alley. And the further south would be Abu Dhabi. So when we look at Dubai, we look at the north side and then the south side. The highways say north-south. It's kind of slanted like this. It's like this. Yeah, so but we look at it this way. So recent launch is Nakheel. This is Dubai Island. So the villas here start from like, they had some townhouses 3-4 million, but sold out even before the launch. Like within an hour sold out. And then there are some villas. This is Dubai Maritime. This is another, will be like another area, kind of waterfront living, like Emaar beachfront. So this Dubai Island, the recent launch is like 6 million. 6 million per beach villa. But the next launch, I'm thinking it might go up like 10-20%. So better to get in early if you like something that you think.
What is the average pricing for the Hills projects? Like you did mention, like for Emaar, it's usually around 300.
About the same for villa, but villa you're looking at 1,500 to 2,000, depending if it's like beach or inside.
I see.
Yeah, the beach one will be a bit more. Yeah, so about close to 2,000 dirham per square feet. And inside the community, you have to look at the plot size. So dollar per square feet, whether it's closer beachfront or inside. So the whole community has like, if you want more beachfront, then it will be a bit more, right, facing the beach. If it's inside, it will be a little bit less.
I see.
Yeah. So this is Dubai Island, and then inside has these ones. And then a lot of people like this villa area. Let's see, it's right here. Whereas Global Village, a lot of villas are here. So when you go there, a lot of communities now are very green. You will feel like it's like Malaysia. Lots of trees. You know, in Dubai, people like trees and greenery. So a lot of communities now very trendy to have lots of trees, greenery, garden. So like Miras, Dubai Holdings also own Miras, very high-end branded residences. They built like Bulgari Island, which like I think went up like 400 times the initial investment. So, you know, sometimes when you get a beautiful high-end luxury property, it goes up. In a lot of places now, they don't really go up like luxury, but in Dubai, luxury goes up really fast. So that's pretty much it. Any questions? Oh, and by the way, this area is Dubai. So the downtown is like the main downtown, very famous downtown, but Dubai Marina is also another downtown. When you go there, you will see it's very metropolis, also close to Palm Jumeirah. So often people like to stay here for a few days in downtown and then stay here for a few days, right? Because this is close to all the resorts. So Palm Jumeirah, these are all villas inside these fingers. I call them fingers, but they're called fawns. So each leaf, the palm, it's a beach villa. And then sometimes they will build like low-rise apartment. And then there was one high-rise apartment, right now still being sold, Como. The penthouse was sold for 500 million dirham.
Okay.
Yeah, it broke all the records as the highest price sold. And then this Dubai Marina, there's not much available because this area is about 20 years old. But sometimes there are launches out here, which is only, this area the other day I think we went, as our group, JVC, very popular now because only half the price, 1,100, 1,200 per square feet. So, you know, for people that are new expats, you know, working, they love having here. In JVC, JLT, and Arjan, because going to the beach is only 10 minutes on highway, right? And then also when you go on the Dubai Hill, over here, there's a lot of international school. So, you know, King's #1 school, King's Al Harsha, and then, you know, a lot of British schools are all here. So people like it because still very good, affordable price. And then the schools are here. There's Dubai Hills Mall and quick to the beach.
Okay.
So this is a really trendy up and coming area at affordable price. And when you get in on affordable price, your rental also can be better. The rental yield typically is 10%, really good. So, and then there's Expo City. You know, Dubai wants to develop here. Another, why this reason is the key, because if you look at the whole map, this is actually the center of Dubai. And this area is going to be built, like Home Juba Alley is launching. And also this is the new airport. It's going to be the world's biggest airport.
Okay.
That is the plan, because look at, then it's close to the airport, the new airport, and then all this area will be developed. So this is a good opportunity to get into this part of Dubai.
Okay. Understand.
Yeah. So, oh, and by the way, this area is built by Nakhil, was the master developer. So they sold out the plots to individual boutique developers who are building the buildings. So when we buy like the kind of this area, so we have to look at the building. Who is the developer building it, and what are the facilities or amenities in the building? So right now it's very trendy to build like resort style living buildings. So have pool, sauna, gym, co-working space, concierge, parking. So you need to find out whether it's a quality building and what kind of amenities it has.
Okay.
Yeah. Because that will make a difference in the ROI, right? When it's finished.
Just now you mentioned that you have like your own documents about the SOP process, right? So for the brochures, like some of the best projects that you guys are currently having made, perhaps can you also send it to the group later so we
Yes.
can have
So what we can do in our group chat, I'm going to send